Hey collectors, Anthony from HNE here, and today we're looking at my top 10 Transformers action figures of 2022. Now, before you ask, no, I'm not doing a bottom 10 or least like 10 or whatever. In 2022, I made a promise to myself to stop buying every single Transformer I see. So, basically, there's less of a chance of me getting something I'm just not going to like. And I gave it some thought. I was like, is there any figure I really hate? And no, there is not enough figures for me to make a top 5, let alone a top 10, because of my cutting back. Now, every figure has its own foibles, and that's fine, but I just wasn't going to try to go, well, you know, this one's bad because there's a scratch here. You know, that's just, it's not worth the effort for a video. But this is because there are an actual top 10. Even though a number of these did get reviews in 2023, I got all of these during 2022. So, as you see, we have a decent assortment. We have 4 Voyagers, a Leader, 5 Deluxes. Nothing on the core class was really screaming to me as this was excellent. But again, nothing was so bad that it was at the bottom of the list. Another example for a core class, probably the best one would be the Rumble. But that Studio Series Rumble, of course. And then maybe the lowest would be Spike in the Exosuit because his shoulder is yellowing a little bit. Not enough really for me to put him on the bottom of the list or, you know, whatever. It's just not really something like that stands out for me. But these stand out for me. And we start here with this nice Tarantulas here. And I really appreciate the look of him, how detailed it is, the texturing. Okay, a little bit of waffling on the leg, but who cares? Like, look at this guy. He is cartoon accurate, which is just the bee's knees. And I love the detail on this guy. It is so fantastic. I get kind of why this is so far from his back, but still, it was spectacular. So after him, I'm going to put him back over here. I'm going to kind of stick him out of the way. We have Elita-1. Now, if you talk to Gappa, this obviously was made to be Minerva, but the changes from basically an G1 RC clone to this mold, I think makes a lot more sense, and she looks more accurate. I even think she looks more accurate than the Combiner Wars version, or Power of the Primes. I can't forget which one of her Combiner core bit came out as a Voyager class. I just like the way this one looks a lot better, and they do little bits here to make it look more like the episode, although I think a cross between the RC mold and this mold would have been perfect for Elita to kind of stand on her own from Minerva. Otherwise, I really dig the mode, the simplicity, the lack of parts forming. So she's actually involved in a bit of the transformation instead of just being a shell and you tuck her under like she's a corpse. So I really appreciate it. I love the face detail. You can tell it's Elita-1. So yeah, I thought that was fantastic. And then we get to probably one of the hardest figures to find of the year, and I got lucky, and of my 3 orders for him, only one of them filled, and got a Cosmos. And yes, he has some waffle, but I mean, his hand goes in there, so that's not a big deal. There's a little bit in here, but that's fine. Because when he transforms into a spaceship mode, it is spectacular. It is a classic 50s sci-fi mode, and he looks like from the TV show. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Legend class from the Prime Wars trilogy, but that was IDW styling. This is true to the cartoon. So moving on, Flamewar I got the end of last year in 2022, and she is built on the Prime RC mold, and I got Prime RC earlier in 2022, and I could have gone either way, but her fire deco just makes her just to edge up a little bit of the Prime RC, and the bike mode isn't the best. Okay, and she has to stretch herself out fairly far to fill out the mode, but in the bike mode, and for anybody who doesn't know, I display figures in their vehicle modes. I don't display them in their bot modes. So, I really appreciate how nice and sleek the bike is. As a matter of fact, I was at a McDonald's right after RC released and got a picture of a bike that was decorated exactly like RC. So, you know, real life and all. I found it was fantastic. Now, perhaps my favorite new character, and from the Prime series, was Knockout. And this guy, of course, is built on the Jazz mold from Studio Series, but otherwise, he is a fantastic figure. And I just really like the car form. I like how sleek he is. and I also worry about him getting dirty. So it just, of course they adapted for the G1 aesthetic, which a lot of people dislike. They wanted it, you know, noseless, whatever, keep him closer to the G1 look, but that really isn't fitting with the design of the War for Cybertron and Legacy eras. But I like this guy the way he looks. I almost got the red version before this guy came out. I'm happy I didn't, because definitely way better as a transforming vehicle.
TFormers is the ultimate Transformers fan news site. From industry news, user reviews, to staff features, TFormers is your source for everything in the Transformers fandom. Check out TFormers' website today at tformers.com.
And then next up, starting in the back, Override. I had little to no intention of getting her. And then I realized I still have a Megatron that doesn't have a good guy to combat. So, from the Unicron trilogy. So I was like, okay, I have to get somebody to be the good guy for that bad guy. And I picked up Override because reviews that I had saw were like, her transformation is so different and unique. And it's fun. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. I did not collect during the Unicron trilogy any Unicron trilogy figures. I went basically from RID straight into Prime Wars. So, you know, this was different. The only reason why I even had the Armada Megatron was because he was on sale at a hobby shop I frequent. So I was like, okay, this will be his counterpart. And I mean, she's fantastic. I like her unique Cybertronian-esque or Speedia mode, I should say. But just fantastic figure, just unique enough. And I like the fact that she's a female leader here in the Americas. It makes her stand out as a rarity, where in Japan she's just, you know, another dude, you know. And then, speaking of another dude, we have perhaps one of the best, not counting the guy standing over here, one of the second best Beast Wars era figures in this new line. And Inferno is spectacular. A little jaw and everything. You can get him to cackle with glee. A painted mouth, which is you know, you're gonna have this as a feature. You definitely need that painted mouth. But his sturdy ant arms, his tail can spin around. You can put his gun in there and create a booster. Fantastic figure. He's tight in all the right places. The transformation hides the kibble pretty well. I mean, you can still see the legs and the arms folded in, but when it's down the right way, it is fantastic. And, you know, light piping. So, I mean, Inferno's fantastic toy. And you know, when I got Inferno, I was like, oh, I'm done collecting Beast Wars. And then they announced Silverbolt, and I was like, okay, crap, I'm back in. Next up, this is a remold of Scourge from Studio Series, and this is Alpha Trion from the 2-pack of Heroes Born. And they did the mold right. This is a fantastic looking version of that mold with Alpha Trion put into it. Oh, it is fantastic. And, I mean, look at the face detail there. It's just, oh, man, that is Alpha Trion through and through. And I had just previously purchased his, I want to say Titan's Return version, which makes him a headmaster, but he was a lion and a spaceship. And I kind of wish I would have targeted that spaceship mode, but I get the mold reuse thing and the 2-pack and the whole situation, because even Orion is a recolor, redeco of Cup from Studio Series. Next, we get to Scourge. Now, I had the same situation with Override. I had the good guys, and I had no bad guys for that particular era. And the era he's from is RID 2001. And I did not care for Laser Prime. I wasn't a fan of the G2 stuff or anything. But when I saw him, I was like, okay, yes. He is a required purchase. I mean, you got the missile pods in here that obviously don't shoot or anything. He comes with the sword and the axe. He has I forgot how to open it. He has a matrix inside his chest, which I don't remember him having in the original cartoon. Hold on, let's see if I can. There we go. So I mean, and this is the matrix of chaos or whatever it is, which is I think something they introduced during the Prime Wars trilogy. So yeah, just fantastic looking mold. It has a nice, just long nose truck cab. I dig it. It's fantastic looking. The colors, red, blues, and blacks, grays. It is a perfect Scourge. Now, and finally, perhaps the best purchase. And yes, again, I'm not ranking these, but this guy gets like, fantastic. We knew going in that this was going to be the Beast Wars Megatron mold for the T-Rex. But the changes they made, the legs are generally about the same as far as, you know, the build and how they operate, especially with this piece here. But the way they turn the torso on this side and the way the head is connected, I kind of wish they would have done that on Beast Mode Megs, but you know what? This is actually pretty good. And his wings just totally sell it. Just fantastic. And they are movable. And I keep him on display with my original Beast Wars Optimal Optimus Primal because they belong together and just fantastic. Now, my only problem is the ratchets aren't as strong as the Beast form T-Rex Megatron, but I mean everything else, the articulation on the head, just the claws, the way they function, and every part is like used in some brilliant way. Although the fact that his head is basically sniffing his own butt, that is hilarious.
With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on these items. Did you get them, and how was your experience with them? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.